we are starting the second part of Pinata class, which is all about decorating the pinata forms that we made yesterday with Gabriella Marvan. Gabriella is a talented, very talented sculptural and graphic artist, and I'm so pleased that she is giving us the second part of the class. Cannot wait to see how she's going to direct us as we continue to make our traditional Mexican pinata art. So thank you. Thank you again, Gabriella.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks everyone for being here today.
Yeah, thank you everyone to come back and to come to see this workshop on Sunday. So we are going to continue with the decoration of piñata. And well, just to make a review about what we will need for today is our balloon that must be dry today. But someone has asked what happens if my paper hasn't dried yet. So just don't pop your balloon. But for the others that has already dried your paper, we are going to pop our balloon. So, well, we need this. We need our 5 cones that must be done already, like this. And we will need our tape. We will need our engrudo. So if you will notice that after keeping on the fridge, it's gonna be less liquid. It's okay. So with a spoon, you just can like make this and make it less with little balls. And we will need also a roll. This is to hang the piñata. And we will need one brush to put the glue on our piñata. And we'll need the color tissue paper. If you have 6 or 7 different colors, would be perfect. If not, we can anyway do some. So it's this one, and scissors. And I use to make this kind of decoration. I used circle. I cut the paper in circles, so you can use something that is with a base in circle to just could be one like painter or one bottle, and you can help with this to make the circle. And you'll need a marker and a pen. And also you will need a sheet of paper, like letter size, like this one. This is to measure the cones. And finally, you'll need decorated paper or a metallic paper to fold your cones. So everybody has their material now? Yep.
Gabriella, question about alternatives here. If we don't have metallic paper, we could use a colorful paper or construction paper, maybe even gift wrapping. Would all of those things work?
Sure. Yeah, you can use whatever paper is thicker than the paper.
Or what about tinfoil even? Something shiny like that. Do you think that could work? Yeah. And then if you don't have a paintbrush, I would imagine a sponge could work too.
Yeah, or another option, this is just creativity. So another option would be like the same way we fold our balloon. You can fold your cone and then wait until it gets dry and then paint it.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
It's up to you. There is no rules here. You just follow your path.
Yes.
Well, let's start with this step. We will need also our container to hold our balloon. So now we are going, the first step is to make the holes to hang our piñata. So with that, we need a pointed scissors or a knife or a pointy tool. I have this one, it's very useful. So this, we suggest when adults make this step. So if there are children, please help them to do it. So we can make the holes like more or less in a distance like this, because we are going to cut this part to be like soft, smooth. So just make a hole here and make a hole in the other side. Okay. So I'm gonna make the hole. The balloon is broken. Okay, there it is. And you make a hole in the other side. And if your hole is not big enough, do it with your scissors bigger, like this. Just make a bigger circle. Here I think the rope could enter. So make the two holes bigger in order that your rope can enter there. So let's try and let's see if this rope could enter here. You take your point, 1 point, and you pass through from outside to inside. Then you measure how long you want, more or less. You can see it could be like this. And then you cut the other point. And also from outside to inside, because the knot will be inside. Yeah, so it will be like this. And here in the inside, you make the knot. I learned this in the Girl Scouts, so I'm going to show you a knot. Like right on your left, then you make a round, and then left on your right, and then you pass by the middle. And then you press it.
I think I learned in Scouts that that is called a square knot.
Yeah, this is exactly.
There you go.
So maybe this is longer, but I want to show you how it should be. So if it's shorter, maybe you couldn't see it. But if you want shorter, I usually put it shorter, like this one, no?
And then Gabriella, then you would tie another rope maybe around this one to hang it. Is that right?
When you hang the piñata, it's a bigger rope.
Mm-hmm.
That rope passes through here.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Someone is gonna hold it in. Maybe this one will be held in by a wall or by another place. And so will be the other side, moving the piñata, doing this.
Okay, yeah, fun. So I think it would be fair to say that the first rope is almost more of like a handle, maybe.
Yeah.
Like a handle for the piñata.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah, because when the piñata, when it's the piñata party, you want the piñata not in the same place. So this helps to, to move through the rope, and would be not so easy to break it. I mean, to hit it. But well, this is our how do you call this, Lacey? Hanger?
Handle. A handle, like a door has a handle.
Yeah.
That, or a door, so, or a pot has a handle. So this is a rope handle for it.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
This is a handle. So let me make it shorter because it's gonna be easier. So we are in this step, right? So now we want to cut this, like, it's kind of wavy. So if you want to cut this in the same level, just use your scissors to cut the extra paper that you don't need it. Remember that this hole has to be enough to pass the candies. So at least your hand should be able to pass like this hole. So just be sure. Okay. So your piñata now wants to look like this. We can wait for you, don't worry. Remember the note has to be inside.
Great, so I can recap a little bit of what we went over while everyone's getting their piñatas string inserted. So this morning, somebody asked Gabriella that their piñata form was still a little bit wet. And so she recommended that they can still proceed, but to not puncture the balloon to help that the form keep its shape while it continues to dry, but that they can move along with all the other steps. And then we've started off with making 2 holes in the piñata form about 3 to 4 inches from the opening of the piñata. And then to make those holes big enough so that the rope can fit through them. And the rope is a bit shorter. It creates a handle for that piñata to hang from. And then we tied that rope with a square knot inside the piñata form itself, so that, as you can see, Gabriella is demonstrating that the rope handle can actually slide along another rope. And then we trimmed the opening of the piñata so that it's even across its top and that it's large enough as well so that your hand can fit inside the hole.
Yeah, exactly. Thank
you. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so now we are going to need our container to hold our piñata like this. And we're going to need our glue. Could be the engrudo or could be white glue too. Wherever you feel okay. I would recommend to use our engrudo because we still have some. Or could be this kind of glue or the white. So yesterday we say that we are going to make a 5 cones piñata. The traditional is seven points, like this one. In the case where if you want to make like later a 7 points piñata, would be 2 on the side, like 1 top, 1 on the bottom, and 1 in the very bottom. 2 on the other side, and 2 on the sides. 1 and 2, so we leave 7. And the meaning of these 7 points is because I said yesterday, the beginning of the piñatas were became a religious celebration in Mexico in the past, and that was a meaning of the 7 sins. But now we can use we just use it like a celebration in Paris or in Christmas too. So we do 7 points, or we do also 5 points. So for easy purpose now, we are going to make just 5 points piñata, and our piñata will look like this. So you will place 1 cones in each side, 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the back, and another at the bottom. Okay, so let's start pasting the first one. You can use your brush to put some glue on the tabs. So, today we are going to use a brush because we don't get our hands get so dirty because we are going to manage the tissue paper. So it's okay if your hands get some engrudo, just use the fabric to clean them or wash your hands before touching the tissue paper. An important thing here is that your cones look to the up. Don't put your cone like this. Well, if you want, yeah, but the traditional is making the cones look into the up, the side cones. I think Diana has a question. I don't know. Oh no, I know. Sorry.
No, I was just trying to manipulate this cone on my piñata. Thank you though.
So if you want, use your container to help to hold it. If you want to put it like this, it's easier. Like it depends on the direction that you are doing, and use your tape to help to hold it before it dries, because maybe now it's not gonna paste right away. So use your tape to help it. But put a glue on your tabs. Gerardo, you are very advanced student. You did your cones already. Great.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks great, Gerardo. Did you find that it was, did you use engrudo to attach your tabs? Nope, it looks like he used tape? Taped it, yes, slick. That's good.
We use engrudo or glue just if you are not going to use your piñata right away and you want to keep it, this will help to keep the cones in their place. Huh? So let's make the other side the same. I like this activity of the piñata because everybody in the family can help, you know, like Diane is making with her daughters. And Ale, where are your kids? Oh, mira, they are helping a lot. Hi. So it's something that the family can do together. I like it. Okay.
And Jen and Kava Mary have joined us again this morning. So I just want to take a minute, welcome them back. And to let everybody know that there is the group chat going again. So if you want to see what we've covered so far this morning, you can look on the side there. And Gabriella, a question for you. Wondering if the engrudo will paste the cones on. And so I would say that's a yes, huh? Using the engrudo.
Yes, the engrudo is gonna paste it when it's dry. So that's why we use our tape to help it to hold it.
Okay.
It's gonna be attached.
That's great. Engrudo ends up being a really strong glue, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, and because we are using paper, it's great to paste paper with paper.
Mm-hmm.
Not very good to paste paper with plastic, for example. So that's why we are going to use, if we use this paper, this metallic paper,
Mm-hmm.
then help us. So we are going to use the transparent tape to do it, with the presents.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
So just for the people that just enroll, be sure that your cones go to the up direction, to the upper direction, not to the down. Especially these ones, no? The ones that are on the side.
Great. I just got an important update. So I'm learning something this morning, and I was informed that the chat notes only start when you join the call. So I said before that people could update by looking in the group chat notes, but they are not there for them. But it does seem like that I'll be saving the chat notes, and then I can make those available to all the participants for later on. And also just to recap then quickly, what we started with this morning was to puncture the piñata to make 2 holes and tie your rope through it. It'll be a shorter rope. It's more of a handle for that piñata. And then to trim the very opening of the piñata so that it's smooth and large enough for you to fit your hand into, so you can put all the delicious candies inside for later on. And then we've moved on to putting the cones onto the piñata, which is the step that we're on right now. And that's by using the engrudo and masking tape to secure the tabs to the piñata form.
Yeah. So thank you, Lacey, for the review.
Mm-hmm.
For make the bottom part, put it in front of you to see. Well, I don't have the 4 cones, that's why my piñata goes like this. But you have your 4 cones around the side. Just put in front your piñata of you to see what's your vertical line, and that is where you are going to put your 5 cone, your 5th cone, like this one. So let's finish our 4 cones to see what I'm talking about. You know, sometimes this container is not enough, so you may want to use a cardboard box to hold it. I have one here near of me. Let me change. Using a cardboard board, a cardboard box. And this can be helpful to hold my piñata.
It's a nice idea. Gabriella, another question for you about children participating with piñatas. There's a question as to how to make or how to involve children in the breaking of piñatas. I know that earlier you shared a song with me that you'll probably teach the class later on. I would think that would be one way.
Yeah.
But do you have any other creative thoughts about how to kind of ease children into the idea of using a bat to hit something and break something open?
Well, it's more like a party spirit. So, well, usually it's the piñata is the end of the party. Normally. So after making them play some games in the party or in the family reunion, you tell them like kind of the end of the game is gonna be the break of piñata. How we do it in Mexico, sometimes it's the smaller kid break first, like pass to hit first, rather that everybody has the opportunity, because if the older kids hit it before, they are gonna break it, and the youngest never get the opportunity to have that experience. So you let the little children pass and break, hit it, the piñata, and then that is a way also to think of the youngers or to think of the others, no? To all participate in this activity. And then the oldest feel also like they are the ones that break the piñata. So in Mexico, I remember when I was a child, like everybody was very excited if we are the one who breaks the piñata, because it's like, yeah, I did it, no? And I don't know, it's just like giving them everyone the spirit to break the piñata and how brave it will be, and let them free. If they want to go for a candy, let them go at the end when it breaks, you know. I think the feeling of winning something is also a good thing for a kid. So when the piñata breaks and if the children want to go and pick and go on the candies, it's great. So yeah, that's something. And maybe make some games for it to make them like to be together and socialize with other kids. That would be something. I think the piñata is a good option also to socialize and to let the younger, like I said, like let the younger participate before and the oldest after. And with the song, we have a song like I shared with you, and we usually sing that. And that song has a certain time of how much time a kid can hit it. So it says you how many times you have until it ends your time to hit it. So that's why we sing also, and at the end of that song it says, you already hit once, you already hit twice, you already hit thrice, and your time is over. So next one. So that song also helps to the kid to know, okay, it's over. It's time for the next kid.
Well, thank you, Gabriella. I think that's all very thoughtful suggestions there as well. I have limited piñata experience, but I also have somewhat of a suggestion as well for this question. And I once had a piñata at my own birthday party for all the younger friends that I had there, all my niño friends. And I chose the piñata of a fish that's a character in a Disney movie that's called Finding Nemo. So I had a Nemo fish for my piñata, and my younger friends, they didn't want to hit Nemo, you know. So I thought, okay, well, I've just learned a very valuable lesson about love and compassion from my younger children friends. And that's don't hit the things that you like or love with, just don't hit them. You just don't hit those things. And so the piñata was not broken open, but we just dumped the candy out and they played with the Nemo fish piñata for the rest of the party. So I would suggest too that making maybe an unanimated piñata form, a piñata that isn't a character or an animal, might also be a good suggestion. And I'm very thankful to my young friends for teaching me that lesson.
Oh, yeah, wow, that's a very passionate.
So I think with this traditional form we're making, it's very, very beautiful. So it would be hard maybe to understand that it's okay to break it. But I think with some education around it and the continuing, like, this is okay. This is a part of a wonderful, beautiful history and culture. And that's the purpose of why we made this particular one, is to break it. And maybe we can make other piñatas that we keep and we don't break at all, no matter what they look like.
Yeah, now in the posada celebration, that is the parties before Christmas, in the markets, in the mercados, they sell also tiny piñatas, and people put just for decoration or like ornaments, and it's just like to be like in a place giving color, you know. Yeah. No,
Yes, because they are so beautiful.
yeah, the purpose is they always are colorful, and they have something shiny. Sometimes it's all made by tissue paper. Also the cones, they put tissue paper in different texture to differentiate from the shade. So we can also do maybe a little part of that other texture here and a different texture in the body. The metallic or the decorated paper.
And I can see that I see quite a few cones have been added onto the piñatas right now. And it looks like everybody's moving along really well. Maybe most people have at least 4 that I can see of.
Okay.
So that's great. Busy hands this morning.
So when you finish with your cones, we are going to put next to us to dry. And let's make the strings that are going to be hanged from here. So put your piñata in some place next to you. And we are going to use our tissue paper. So just let me know when you finish putting your cones and we can continue. I'm gonna prepare the tissue paper that I'm going to use for the strings that are these parts. I say that we are not going to use this shiny. I bought these like already made, but we are going to make with tissue paper strings.
And if you're using a library kit for this project, I've included yellow streamer paper for these tassels or streamers as well.
So if you want your piñata has different colors and strips, put two tissue papers together, and we wait for for everybody to finish. But just be sure, choose the color for your strips and put 2 colors or 3 colors together. Whatever colors you want to be hang from those long strips. So maybe I want to use this dark green and this light green together, for example. Remember yesterday I told about the contrast thing? Sometimes the piñata is gonna be hung, so if you don't choose very different contrast like light and dark, maybe you cannot see it. This could be a contrast, or a contrast could be with a complementary contrast like orange, for example, for the red. But whatever you see, it looks good for you, it's great. The perfect piñata is that one that you like it, so just do it as you like. Okay. So it's, you are still pasting the cones, right? Ale, you're done? Okay. Gerardo is done. Okay, we're waiting for everybody.
Okay. If you are participating and still working on your cones and I can't see you, if you want to take a moment to write in the chat group about how many minutes you think you'd like before we move on to the next step, that could be pretty helpful. It seems like there's still a couple people that I can see working on their cones and probably need about maybe 3, 4, 5 more minutes or so. Maybe a bit less. If I don't hear anything from the non-video people in the chat group, then I'm going to assume that they're all good and ready to move forward.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So also, if you don't have tissue paper here, you can look what you have in your house, and if you have color paper, like the office paper, but in color, you also can do this with that kind of paper. So the important thing is just to go and to experiment with your piñata. And also the other option would be to paint the piñata. So there is nothing that could stop you to make a piñata, but this is the traditional form with tissue paper.
I have a question for you, Gabriella. You've been making piñatas for a long time, and I know that you're a fantastic artist. Do you have what is the largest piñata that you've ever made? Or what is a piñata that really stands out in your personal memory, whether it be traditional or a non-traditional piñata?
Well, I made a piñata in Star Wars characters. So I made one of Darth Vader. And I remember I had fun doing that, and I put that Darth Vader on the window, like looking to the outside of the house. And yeah, some people look at it and
yeah, that's fun. Yeah, that's fun. Nice.
that big, the one that I showed yesterday, that one that is there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, Devora is showing a pinata that I believe you've made. That Devora has. That's so nice. A little birdie, like a chicken, maybe. Yes, that's great.
The one I love chicken, so
Mhm. Yeah.
do that.
Do you still have your Darth Vader pinata, or did you break it?
Oh, that was a commission. I did it for one birthday of
Mhm.
children.
Mhm.
And yeah, but it's something that I had fun, and I made Darth Vader and R2D2 piñata.
Okay. That's great. That's really nice.
Yeah,
What?
and let me show you some that I have here. Well, this is the pig that I showed you yesterday. This one, for example, is painted. It's the same technique that we did today. And I add this with paper too. And this is also a circle, and then I paste it like we are pasting the cones. And just put this paper here. And then I just paint with acrylic paintures. And at the back, I made this tail that makes it kind of cute, no? And this tail is made with wire in order that keeps that form, and then I cover it with newspaper and paint it again. This has 1 year, so I made this 1 year ago, and it's still okay. And another piñata is now is this traditional donkey. And this is with another technique of decoration. I make some these. Each of these you have to make manually and then put the colors. But all of these is, for example, the head is a balloon. The body is 2 boxes and put a cardboard together. So you are forming your piñata with basic forms, and then you kind of make the form. So with this workshop, we can see that just we are using the basic form of the balloon. But after that, you can do something like the piggy, for example, or something with round form, and you can do whatever you want.
Wow, Gabriella, those are incredible. I think we all enjoyed seeing them. That's that's really fun. It's really great to see. Aw.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
can go to
Yes.
okay. So for the stripes, we are going to fold this. When you have all your colors, could be 2 colors or 3 colors if you want to use on your stripes. And then fold it in a half, in the long side, fold to the half your paper. If you want your stripes to be this long, if you want your stripes to be like this long, you may want to fold like this. But in this case, my piñata is not so big, so I can make like this long stripes. So this is gonna be the where the stripes are going to hang, and this is gonna be the long. So we are going to use just the half of each color, so just fold it and cut it. Remember that your hands needs to be without glue in order that you don't make dirty your tissue paper, because the tissue paper is very sensible, very sensitive to the water or to the glue. So we are going to have one paper like this, like the half. And then you fold in three sections. You see, like you have like that, and you have the lines. If you don't have the lines, don't worry, just fold it in 3 sections. 1 and 2. So you will have one tissue paper, half of tissue paper like this. And then fold it more or less at this level. Leave it like maybe 1.5 inches without folding. Yeah. I'm gonna make a review. So we have our half of tissue paper already cut. Then we are going to fold it in 3, like 1, and then 2, and you will have one tissue paper like this. Do you want to say it again? Or you are okay? Great.
Yep, it seems like everyone is nodding their head, but we do have a question from Diana.
Huh?
I actually, my phone froze, so where you started folding, and I didn't see how you folded it. If you could just go over that one more time, I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. So this is a half of tissue paper because I had it this before, Diane. So what I did is you fold it in half and you cut it. Yeah, imagine this is a complete. I fold it in half and I cut it. And then I put this in a different place and I'm going to use just the half. And then I'm going to fold this in 3 parts. So I fold this 1 time to the middle, and then the left side to the middle. And I will have one, my long and my width stripes. Exactly. Then you fold it, the long side, until more or less 1.5 inches before it ends the paper. Because this is the part where you are going to hold your stripes to the cones. So you have to be sure that you have something here. You don't fold it like this. You fold like this. And then when you are like this, you start to fold it in a half from here to here. So this is how we were. We fold it like this, and then in a half. And then in a half again. and then in a half again. So you are going to have something like this. It's half and half and half again until you have something like two fingers or 1 inch more or less. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, very good. So now I'm gonna cut it. We are going to make in zigzag form in order that we have our stripes like not straight. We are going to make it like zigzag. So the first step is to cut the side where it's folded because I don't want that. So we are going to remove this part in zigzag. Like, I want to show you. Like here, and then back. Like this. And then the next step is cutting, following this form, more or less in a separation that we liked. And then do the next line, the next line, the next line, and continue doing like that. Your paper must look like this.
Wow, it's almost like we're moving into the magic part of the pinata class.
Yeah.
I see people are following along. Great. If anyone has any questions, you can wave at the screen or ask in the chat. I think Diana might have a question for you, Gabriella.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has a question here.
I don't. I forgot that I have my hand on already, so just turning it up.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. So just continue cutting, following the same form until you finish before it ends here. This is to make like zigzag form. If you don't want to make zigzag form, you can do just cut like straight.
Nice.
But form looks nice.
Great. I see Alejandra and her family. Their tissue paper cutting is going really well. We can see it right there. It's looking good. Looks great, guys.
Great. So we are going, you can continue with that is useful for just one cone, Alejandra. If you want to continue doing for the other cones, you can change of color if you don't want to use the same color on the 4 cones. You can change of colors and make it colorful, your piñata. Okay,
great. Yeah, I see Diana and Isabella. They have some of their stripes and tassels. Yep, Isabella's waving. And you can see Gerardo too is using metallic paper, and that's really festive. That looks really neat.
Oh, very good, Gerardo.
Yeah.
Like it.
And Devora's up there. She's working on that pattern. Looks great.
Very good, Devora.
Yeah, very great, everyone. Nice.
So just be sure you finish with your first cone. And when you finish before everyone, you can continue making the same, repeating the same steps for the other 4 cones. Wow, we make confetti too. You can put that confetti inside the piñata. And then when you break it, it's gonna fall it and you are using the whole, you are not wasting nothing. So when you have it, will look like this. When you have it ready, it looks like this, and you do something. You open it to shake it, and kind of separate the colors. Just remember that the tissue paper is kind of delicate, so you may want to separate like very carefully in some parts, but do kind of this thing, like shake it, separate it. And when you have it like that, just roll it again, like just rolling, you know, to make like here, just roll. But while you roll, you want to be sure that your tissue paper is separated. So, so you will have something like this, your curly stripes. And here is where you used to paste it in your cone. You'll finish with something like this, and now we are going to back to the cones. And you are going to paste with tape or with a transparent tape, could be whatever, because we are going to cover it with the cone with the decorated paper. You have it like this. And you use your tape to put it. You may want to put these stripes on the top, on the side that is going to be the top of your cone, because these stripes will flow like a waterfall, kind of this.
Wow, this is so cool. It looks really great.
Yeah, it's you can use, like I said, you can use the same colors in your other. You can use different ones if you want.
I see Devorah's assistant, her kitty assistant, is helping her with the tassels. So piñatas are fun for cats too.
Great.
It looks like we're at, some of us are at different steps in this process for this part. But everyone's getting somewhere with what they have right now, which looks really good.
Great. So let's do another one, and then after that one, you can continue by your own. And just to folding to cover the cones. Okay.
Okay, great.
Just to review, you have the other half of your paper, or
Se ve professional.
Okay, so you have a half and a half of the different color of if you want the same color, you can use it, and you fold it in three. This paper. And then you fold it, the paper in the long side, leaving a space about 1.5 inches, more or less. Sometimes I think in centimeters, so I hope sometimes better if I put my fingers, you can show what's the issue, but an inch and a half. So, but it's something that it helps to handle it. So it's not like an exactly measurement, just be sure that it has something that you can handle it. And after you have like this, fold in a half, and then in a half until you have something that it's okay to cut. In a half, and then in a half again. And in a half if you want. If your scissors are struggling cutting this thickness, you may want to go back to this. And if it's longer, like this short, you may want to make a zigzag, like 2 zigzags instead of 1, because this will be bigger now. So I'm gonna do what I meant. I say that if your scissors are not so strong to pass by this one, you may want to go back to the folding and make twice. If your scissors are not so strong to do this. So instead of making one time, you make twice. Yeah, this is like discovering forms, no?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like the hair of the piñata.
Did anyone find any helpful tips about cutting these tassels? I'm curious if when you're cutting out the triangle, you don't necessarily cut the triangle out completely because you do want to leave it attached to the top 2 inches that are going across the top.
We
So
cheated a little bit and used streamers instead. So this is kind of like, and then cut them the long way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little easier with my helper.
Yes, got it. Uh-huh. That works too.
Yeah, you use those stripes like colorful. Also, you can put it like just tape it to the piñata and textures. And the important thing is that you use what you have. So if you can use what you have and recycle and reusing, it's perfect. Okay. So I'm almost finishing this second cutting. And then you can roll your paper, or also another form to roll is just folding in half and then in half. Maybe that's easier. And then in half and then in half, and you will have your hanger or your holder to paste it in your cone. I think this is easy. I'm gonna paste it this. Remember, you can paste it everywhere, anywhere you want, but I usually put it on the top of the cone. In this occasion, my piñata is backwards, so the top will be this one. And you will have your cones and your piñata like this. Okay? I'm going to leave this apart to continue with the explanation of folding. So I'm gonna take the other piñata that I have already with all the stripes. You can continue with the stripes later by your own. So I'm gonna use this piñata that already has the stripes, and oh, let's make this one, this on the top. So to make that on the top, I'm going to return to this piñata. To make that on the top, you will make a circle with that one. But remember that yesterday we fold in 6 parts our cardboard, our flexible cardboard. So you must have another part of cardboard, the one that you use for your cones. Sorry.
Salud.
You have a piece of cardboard. If you don't have it, could be useful something like a cereal box or those pizza frozen box. This is the same cardboard that you can use for the top. And more or less it's about 2 inches long. And you cut it in the long. The important thing is that you measure if this long is good enough to the top of your piñata. So I think this is enough, and I'm gonna cut it. You can use your marker or your pen and a ruler if you want to measure to be sure that it's straight. Or if not, you just can fold it and follow the line where you fold. I don't find my ruler. Ah, yeah, I saw it. But it's okay. You can fold it like this and cut it. This is gonna be covered with tissue paper, so don't worry if you don't go very, very straight. But try it. And when you have your cardboard for the top, you measure, and I think this is perfect. This is gonna be to cover all this part of the top, and it's gonna cover part of the row. So it's gonna make the form like a pot, like the original pots that we used in the past to make piñatas. So you make the circle and use your transparent tape to do this circle. This is gonna be for the top. So I'm gonna use this transparent tape. And close your circle. Like this. And then you're going to cut the tabs. Like more or less the half of your scissors is okay. It's like the same of the cones, no? You will see how long you want that kind of lid, or if you want shorter, if you want longer. It depends of what you want. So if you don't want also this, it's not a requirement that has to be on the top, but it's something that can help to hide the row a little bit. But for example, this one, it doesn't have that part, no? So you can decorate until here and no problem. But this is another way to do it. So you put this on the top, and then this will hide the string or the rope. And you will use also your engrudo to base it. Or your glue, whatever glue you have it. You can use the tape to help to attach to your piñata. Wait a little bit for this part.
Yes, I don't think anybody has any questions right now. Everyone is busy hands and working on their stripes some and also on their collars as well.
Great.
Yes.
After this, we are going to leave our engrudo near of us. We are not going to use it on the next step. So we want to clean up our surface because we are going to cut the decorated paper. So I'm going to wait a little bit and then continue with the part where we cover the cones.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's great, Gabriella. Carol saying goodbye to the class.
Bye, Carol. Thank you.
Yep. Bye, Carol. She shared that it has been informative and enlightening, and that you've done really well, Gabby.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, very good, Diane. And Isabella and Gabby, right? Wow, beautiful.
Okay. And Gabby, what are the other steps that we'll be completing today too? We're going to decorate the cones and cut out more tissue paper for it as well. And
Yeah.
there's a song we're going to learn as well, huh?
Yeah, hopefully we have time.
Yeah. So I think for the interest of the time, folks, we're at about 10:25 a.m. So we're going to aim for that 11 o'clock finish time for the class. So I know we're all really enjoying these tissue tassels, but I think for the interest of continuing to learn all these steps from Gabby, we can shift gears and clean up the space. And I believe we are going to move on to the next step as well. So Gabby will go ahead with the next step, and we'll just keep moving through this piñata creation decorating process.
Great.
Yes.
So we clean up our surface, and we will need here the decorated paper or the metallic paper that you have in house, or whatever. It could be color paper too to cover your cones. You will use a marker if you have this kind of paper, because sometimes a pen is not enough, or you can try to use a pen. But in this case, we need to measure the length of our cones. That's how I use always letter size paper, because I kind of know how long will be. If my cone is the length of the letter size paper, or if my cone is the width of it, how do I want? So you put this paper on your cones, and you will know how long you will want your paper. In this case, for example, I think the width will be short for my cones, but the long will be a little bit longer. So maybe I want to use a little bit shorter, like this. So I fold it, and this is gonna be my pattern. So if I put it here, I make the test with this paper, and I cover a cone to see if this is gonna be enough. Covering a cone doesn't need to be until the end. You kind of want to leave 1 inch free. We are going to cover that with tissue paper. So just make sure that you can cover the rest of your cone with this length. So for example, in this case, I can cover with this length, my cone. So it's kind of an easy measurement that you have. Letter size paper, and you will see like if this fits okay enough to cover all my cone, or if you need to use it in a vertical. So I think I'm gonna use the long side. Just I fold a little bit. And then this will help me to trace on my decorated paper. Perfect, that princess. Perfecto, Diane. It's great, that paper, yeah. So you use this In that case that you have a balloon with decorated paper, Diane, you maybe want to cut and separate the paper in one layer. And then you have a longer paper. So, well, I have the measurement now, and then I put my paper here and I trace here. And then I continue tracing until I have all the line. Then I cut. I'm going to leave this in the side to have room for trace the other side.
Gabriella, I don't want to interrupt, but Miguel says that he has another commitment that he is headed off to, and he just wants to say thank you very much and to keep pinata-ing the world because he thinks the world needs it.
Thank you, Miguel. So now we have the commitment also to make it happen. Miguel, thank you for joining to this workshop, and it's great if you have a party or if you have a celebration, you can do it by yourself, and it's an easy way to do it. So now I'm gonna cut it just one to show how we can fold the cone. We can cover the cone, and we can keep, I'm gonna fold just one, and then start to the explanation for the decoration, for the other part of the decoration, and then you can continue. Okay. So we have our metallic paper. Yep. And we are going to cover those cones that has already papers like this. I'm going to use the other piñata that is already. This one. To show you. So maybe this will be different because I measured this with the other one. But I can use like this. This is longer. No, I'm gonna use the other one, sorry. I measured with the other one. I'm gonna use this one that it's what I measured. Okay. So you want kind of putting the corner on the top and cover around it. These are these things that I am making. You can have a box to help you, or the recommended thing is to hang the piñata like Gerardo's have and work like that, like with your piñata hang, because you have free this part. But if you don't have a string to hang it for now, you can work like I'm doing. And the important thing on the folding, on the covering cones is that your paper doesn't touch the bottom because then it stays to be wavy. So the important thing is that your paper, your decorated paper, it's very, very tight. And then you just cover like we do with the presents with a transparent tape. So I'm gonna cut it before my transparent tape because I want to be sure that these cones cover very, very tight. But in your house, to help you to be easier, like I say, you can have a string from a wall to wall and then hang it from there your piñata. That's the way how we usually do. Okay. So you want to join your paper with the transparent tape in order that this doesn't seam. And then put another tape from the end of your paper, your decorated paper, to the cone, just to join it and to hold it. Because if not, it could be fall. Okay. So this is how you cover your cone. And we are going to continue with the explanation of how we do the decorated body, because this is something easier, so you can do it by yourself, but the decorated part is where we maybe need more guides. So if you want, hold the things where you are and pay attention in this section. And we are going to show how to cut the parts of the piñata decoration. Well, you will need all your colorful tissue paper. I have this green, the yellow, the blue, purple, some very light pink, and some magenta or pink, and another kind of yellow and orange. So you kind of set your papers to know what contrast do you want. I usually like have a light color with a dark color, and that helps you to have a differentiation of depth in your piñata. So let's choose whatever color you want, and then you have one tissue paper here. For example, I'm going to start with a orange color and fold it in a half. And then fold it in a half again. And then fold in a half again. And now is where you are going to use your tool your circle guide, and you are going to measure if this is enough for you, or you want it smaller, or you want bigger. If it's bigger, then you maybe want to go back and maybe fold it in 3. That will make your pattern, that is the bottom of the bottle or the bottom of your painter, for example, will tell you how thick you want, how width you want. So in this case, for example, I think it's okay, this measurement for me. So I'm gonna just fold it the long sides now. So I'm gonna fold it in a half. And then I'm gonna see if this fits here. Maybe to don't waste a lot of paper, I can fold it in 3 times. So you will see the bottom of your circle that you are going to use. Could be a bottle, could be a pincher, could be a glass. So you can see this fits in here. So I'm gonna use this paper, and then I'm gonna put my bottle, and then I'm going to trace the circle that I want with the pen. And I don't know where is my pen. Let me go for a pen. Here. Here's the pen. So just trace the circle here. Like this. And then you are going to cut it. And do the same with the other colors that you want. You're going to have different circles. That's perfect, Adriana, for your bottle. So you're going to have these circles for your decoration. Make all the colors that you want in these circles. I usually use from 6 to 7 colors, different colors, and to have a very colorful piñata. But you maybe say that, okay, I want just to use purple and yellow. You are free to use it, whatever colors you want. So now I'm gonna cut this yellow the same way. So here the folding it's different too, maybe in a different paper, because some paper are longer, some paper are shorter. In this case, this paper is shorter than the others, so maybe I fold it just in 2 halves, and then I have to fold it in the long side. So you will see, it depends on the length of your paper, how you fold this. The important thing is that you fold it in a way that you don't waste a lot of paper. But that's why it's useful to measure with your tool. And in this case, it's a bottom. For example, in this case, if I fold it in a half, it's very big to my circle. So then I go back and I fold it in 3 times. Instead of 2 instead of folding into sections, I fold it in 3. And this fits perfect, you see? And then I fold it in the long side. And the same here, if I put it here, it's very long, so maybe I want to fold it in 3 sections again. And here you see it fits perfect. And also the bottom. So you use to trace it, and then you are going to cut the circle. I'm gonna cut another color, and then I'm gonna start with the explanation of the decoration on the piñata body. So I hope you are doing these steps well. If you have some questions about it, just let me know. Maybe this time I'm gonna use this blue, make a contrast. This paper is already used, but it's okay. You can use, if you have some remaining of your last projects, you can use these colors to use whatever you have in your house. So here I'm gonna trace again the circle. And cut the blue paper. So this is gonna be for the decoration of the body. You will have your circles in different colors, from 4, 5, 6, or 7 colors, whatever you want. You know, let's explain the other kind of cutting for the end of the cones. So this is gonna be also with tissue paper. So when you finish with your circle, just put it apart. And I'm going to explain now how to do the decoration part of the bottom of the cones. So when you have time to let your circles next to you, we are going to explain how to do the other kind of decoration.
That's great, Gabby. I think or Gabriella, we're all right here along with you.
Okay.
Yep.
So
I think some folks seem active and others are learning by watching. to absorb all the information for the rest of the class.
Great.
Yeah.
I would like that when you finish your piñata, you send the photos to the library and we can share.
Yes, yes, yes. The library would like that very much too. You can send it to me through my email, which you can find along with wherever you went to find the links for these classes. You'll find Lacey Sheldon's email there as well. And you can also send it to Gabriella. I'm sure Gabriella and I will continue to correspond. So
Yeah.
thank you. That would be so great to see your finished piñata.
Yeah, it will be so exciting to have a mosaic of all the piñatas finished. So let's go to the next step to cut the decoration with different texture. So we are going to use one sheet of tissue paper and the long size, fold it in a half. And then this one, fold it in a half, but in the direction to you. And then fold it in a half in the other direction. Well, you know, it's the same like fold in a half, fold in a half. Sorry, complicated a lot. I'm kind of nervous, sorry. It's just a half and a half. Oh, lo siento. It's to make it complex.
Todo está bien.
Okay. So half and a half, and then what you are going to do is to fold it in a half, but in the long size. And then again. And then I think this is enough. So we are going to have something like this. Or if your scissors can pass by folding again, you can do it. But if not, we can stay like this. And we are going like the same that we did with the cones strings. We are going to leave approximately about 1 inch or 1.5 inches of folding paper, and we are going to cut in this occasion like straight. So we are going to do this. Just straight, but leaving one space. This space will be to paste it to the piñata. If you want like fine stripes, you can make it shorter, the cut. If you want like this, it's okay. If you want bigger, it's okay.
We have a question from Diana.
That's what I was gonna ask. Which end, like the non-folded, is the one that needs to be cut, and we're holding it from the folded end?
Yeah, the folded is gonna be on the top. Anyway, we are going to cut it.
Okay.
This fold and this fold. So don't
Okay.
worry.
Thank you.
Oh, I see. Yes, it is a folded edge, huh? Okay. I have to make a correction in the group chat.
Ah, okay. Well, could be wherever, Lacey, because we are going to cut the ends at the end. So we're going to have like a Hawaiiana skirt. And then we are going to cut the ends, the long. Oh. This one and also here. I should cut that before, but it's okay. If you have, you need to cut when you have kind of this thing. If you have something like this, cut it here. Okay, now you open it and you have your stripes. Mm-hmm. So you can do like into different colors, or you can do with just one color. It's up to you. In this case, I'm gonna leave just with one color to keep going. And then this one will be for covering the bottom part of the cone. So we are going to start to do this. In this case, I'm gonna use the glue, not the engrudo, because remember the engrudo doesn't paste the plastic. So this has some plastic and its composition are different than paper. So I'm gonna use a glue. And I'm going to start from outside to the center of the piñata. So I'm gonna put in the beginning of my stripes, I'm gonna put some glue. That's way the glue goes. Okay. I'm gonna put some glue. You can use also the hot glue if you want. If you have it near, that helps. So more or less, you are going to start when you have the union of the paper with the metallic or the decorated paper to hide it. So you start there and you start to make a circle around it, cover it. And then maybe you want to put another drop of glue to attach it while you are covering. And then what you want to do, if you want to change color, you cut it here and you do the same. But if not, you can continue doing like covering, going through the center. And while you are making the covering, you want to add some dots of glue in order that these covers and this is attached to the cone. You don't want the paper fell down, so you need to be sure some parts of your paper has some glue. And you kind of press while you are doing this.
And Gabriella, what type of glue are you using right now?
This is like the hot glue, but in cold.
Oh, okay. Yep.
The silicone.
Yes. Silicone glue. All right. Thank you.
Glue or the hot glue, whatever you have in your house, different than engrudo because, as I say, the engrudo doesn't base the metallic paper. But if you are using a paper, like decorated paper without plastic or a different composition, then maybe you want to use engrudo.
Mm-hmm.
And then, for example, here it finished my paper, so I'm gonna add some glue here. And I'm going to continue with another stripe of this cut paper until I arrive to the end of my cone. For example, here I have this folding. I need to cut this in the hand.
Mm-hmm.
Some decoration also, if you don't want to be like this, some people uses like this, doesn't cut, and they just paste it like this. They have things, and it depends. If you have the supplies, it's okay. You can use like double, but if not, you can put like this. And what you can do with these stripes is also to make with your scissors, kind of. If you want to make curly, you kind of do this.
Mm-hmm.
It depends, not what you want. You can leave it like that, and it's okay. The important is that these kind of stripes will be moving with the wind, and while the wind is moving, it's gonna be very cool and very colorful, and the cutting of a paper and this little curlies here will be moving in. No? So I'm gonna cut this other stripe to continue to cover the cone. I have it one here. So I'm gonna paste again more glue here. And I'm going to continue covering. Okay. And I think I'm gonna leave it like that when it's more or less like here. Okay. Maybe from this, I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to finish here. Perfecto. So your cone end is gonna be like this. Yeah, it has different texture than here, different texture than here, and it's gonna have different texture in your body. So let's change to the body decoration. Anybody has some questions about this decoration? No? Okay. So let's go to the body decoration. Wow, Deborah, you finished your stripes. I see. Wow, beautiful. Órale.
I've really enjoyed watching Gerardo's pinata move in his house too. It's nice.
like it.
Yes.
Oops, there is 11 o'clock, so can I explain very fast, like how
Yes.
this?
Oh, yes. And I wanted to mention too that todo estás bien. I have time. I can stay for until the end of class. We can take as much time as you need. I don't want you to feel rushed. I'm very happy that you can give your time, and whenever you feel complete, that's when the class will end.
Thank you.
Gabriella. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
So if all the people here wants to continue, we can continue and explain the decoration part. So here is your circle. You are going to fold again in a half the circle, and then again in a half. And your fingers are going to be in these little holes. It's like those lucky cookies. Yeah. So fold it in a half and then in a half, and your fingers pass in this to fold this from here. And here's where you are going to put the glue or the engrudo. In this case, we can use engrudo because it's gonna paste on the paper. So we back to our glue, and here we are going to use our brush or a spoon if you want, and you are going to do this. And then this, you start to decorate from the outside to the center. So you maybe want to start right here, paste it, and you continue with the other circles. You maybe, if you want to combine different colors, maybe now I want some yellow, half, and then another half, and then you put some engrudo. And then you, just in the at the end, you don't need to put glue everywhere, just at the end. And you press with your same fingers to the piñata, or to the cone in this case. And you start to press and to put all the colors that you want. Okay? And the same, do that. Fold and fold again. Maybe put some, you can do one color and one color. Or if you have different colors, put one blue, one yellow, one orange, one magenta, one violet, however you want.
Are you putting them fairly close together?
Yes.
Yes, good.
I put close together because it gives me the texture like kind of flower, like a bouquet.
Mm-hmm.
Like this one, no? Our piñata will finish like.
Ah, yes.
So if you combine, here for example, at the end of the cones, I just put one dark green and one light green around the cone. And then I start to put different kind of orange here and pink, like simulating rose or flowers. So it depends what color do you want to use, but yeah, it's important you paste together then, because that kind of make a texture of flower. And then go and cover all your body. And before you go to the top, if you put your cardboard on the top, you need to cover the top before with a tissue paper. Just a stripe of tissue paper, or could be with this, like we decorate this part. We can maybe keep going, and I want to see how, yeah. Good. Is there a question here? Or we can.
Do you recommend that where you have started is the best place to start when it's time to attach the circles to the piñata, it's best to start where the cone meets the piñata form.
Yes,
Start
because
here.
you kind of see how you can go to the center. You kind of measure what colors, like
Mhm,
have all the strokes of
mhm,
the border. Then
mhm,
you kind of see what colors then I want in the center.
mhm.
So yeah, usually it starts from the outside to the inside. But with this decoration, maybe it doesn't matter. You can start from the center and nothing happens.
Okay. Thank you.
Um, and also you can make some circles bigger, some circles smaller, and that will give you different also depth. For what else? Yeah, you can also use this same decoration in all your piñata. There are some piñatas that are like that.
Mhm.
You don't use this circle if you don't want.
Gabriella, would you be able to go over what you mentioned about the opening of the piñata and how to cover that collar, I guess, that cardboard collar part of the piñata?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So let me just clean up here a little bit. So this, for example, this piñata, I'm thinking to leave the body on warm colors, like this orange, yellow, some red maybe, or dark yellow, dark purple. So I want to use the green in the outside. So maybe on the top, I also want to use this texture, or just covering with a tissue paper. So I'm gonna see. When you haven't covered your piñata with this circle here, you want to be sure to cover this part of your piñata. So you can do something like this. Just measure the tallest part of your cardboard that you have put here, and you kind of cut that long. And you just paste with glue, like just like this. But in this case, I want some texture like this. So I'm going to use these other stripes that I have already cut here. They are here. For example, this one. You can do like this, or you can do like backwards. It depends on how do you want this one. Do you want this kind of stripes on the top, or do you want this more like going down? So maybe I want like going down.
Nice.
So if you want like that, I'm thinking that maybe in this occasion, if you want like going down, it's better you put all your stripes or all your circles before, because this is gonna be on, like covering the circles. But if you want like backwards, then you want to put this before, because your circle are going to hiding all this part. So it depends how you want it. So I don't know, I should explain how to cover it with the simple form better.
I think that answered my question. I think that's a great way to, there are several options there to cover the collar. That's great.
Yeah, it is different forms of how to cover.
Mhm.
And there is also another option to do, like the piñata that I have here,
Mhm.
textures.
Mhm.
These are made with toothpicks. These are very sensible, how to say, very fragile, because if you put the piñata against a wall or something, this gets smashed. So this is, I don't use this a lot, but some people liked it. So sometimes I use, it depends on what the people like. But I can explain how to use this. If you like it, you can do the top of your piñata with this texture. And having different texture will help to make interesting your piñata. Like you see here, we have one texture, we will have another texture in the body, and maybe you want to have this kind of texture on the top. But I didn't mention the supplies for this because I think the basic form of the texture is what we have done now. But if you want, I can explain just how we can do this. In the meantime, everybody's working. I can just mention how to do that. And maybe you can experiment in your house when you have. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I think that's great.
So for that, you will need 2 long sticks and a stripe like this, more or less. And then what you do is to clean up your area to have a flat paper. And then you start to roll the end of your paper like this until it holds it. And then to roll the other side of the paper like that.
Mhm.
This is kind of with practice because it's the second level of piñata.
Mhm.
You need to hold your sticks, and it takes me some time to do it and to have a successful. So after you have this, you just pressure your paper.
Oh, wow, cool.
Ah, this is so cool. I call them churritos.
Churritos? That's great.
So you make like, this takes more time because you have to make like a lot of the same color, and maybe you want to pressure the other side. And when it's ready, you kind of press to take it off. I tied a lot. Okay, it's fine.
Wow, I feel like this is a bonus, like a bonus texture to learn. It's really interesting.
Yeah, and I can bring another piñata that I have with this technique. It's also traditional, but I feel with this kind of texture. And it's cool. I think I tried very much this time, and it's not going. It's going. Okay, it's going. Oh, I typed a lot here, but well, I'm going to bring one of these. I typed a lot here, and it's just, I screw up. But let me bring one of these churritos. It looks.
It's also a good way for us to learn too,
Yeah.
to see what, see what we do here. It's great.
Okay, so this is a piñata made with churritos. You see? It's like use these churros.
Uh-huh.
You kind of paste it like this around the piñata. So this, it's kind of
Yeah, it's great.
takes more time. But yeah, the traditional is like those circles and those stripes, and it's kind of basic thing.
Nice, Gabriella. Thank you. That was a bonus round. I wanted to let you know that a few people have hopped off, but they definitely send so much gratitude and thank you. Let's see, No Quiero, who I think her name was Adriana, is that right? She said, muchas gracias, es muy divertido. And Cece says, Gabby, I love your Pinata Workshop. Beautiful work. I have to leave, but I'll see you soon. Thank you for sharing. And Devora said it was very informative and she will send a pic of her finished pinata.
Great.
Yeah.
I don't know if there are some questions to finish your pinata. You can finish in your house. If there is no question, we can close with the song if you want.
With the song, yes, I have the song ready to share.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, just one moment. I thought I had it ready to share.
I have a real quick
Nice.
question. On the churro technique, I have it, my phone is kind of small, I have a hard time seeing it. Are the sticks round, like perfectly round dowels, like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I bought this in the supermarket.
Okay, got it.
This is
Okay,
this.
perfect. Thank you.
I use the thinner, but it's most difficult. So this sticker is, I think, is the ideal, more handful to use it.
Perfect. Thank you. That looks really neat. I would have never even imagined that that's how you would do that technique.
Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
I could share my screen now so we could hear the song.
Okay, so
All right.
now we are going to hear the song that we sing in Mexico for piñata breaking.
All right, here we go.
It takes like some seconds to start.
Vamos a tener que cantar. Vamos a cantar.
Dale, 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 no pierdas el tiro, porque si lo pierdes, pierdes el camino. Ya le diste una, ya le diste dos, ya le diste tres y tu tiempo se acabó. ¡Yay!
One more time. Una vez más.
Una vez más.
Dale, 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 no pierdas el tiro, porque si lo pierdes, pierdes el camino. Ya le diste una, ya le diste dos, ya le diste tres y tu tiempo se acabó. ¡Yay!
Yeah.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Gracias. Thank you so much, Lacey and Gabby. This is great.
I will have the recording. Actually, I'm going to send out emails to ask permission if I can put the recording out on the library's YouTube channel. So that is going to be an email, a follow-up email that I'm going to send out to all of the participants. And if anybody does not want that to happen in that public forum, that's absolutely 100% okay. There are no questions asked. It just will not be shared publicly in that way. If I don't have that type of response, then I will be sharing the recording on the library's YouTube channel, which is Macintosh Memorial Library Viroqua. You can find a link to that on the library's website and through the Facebook group as well. Beyond that, yeah, I'll just be sending out that follow-up email with some of the song as well and some of the pictures Gabriella wanted to share. So.
Thank you everyone to join today's workshop. I had a blast this time. I would like to see photos of your people. Please send them to Lacey, me, to my email, or to Lacey email, and we would like to share that to the library and show the results of this workshop.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm just typing in my email address. Thank you everyone so much. A big, big thank you to Gabriella Marvan for sharing her talents with us and inspiring us to continue making our own piñatas now that we know how. And every piece of what you've presented over the past 2 days has been so interesting and engaging, and really just a huge heartfelt thank you to you, Gabriella, for showing us your art and giving us some inspiration.
Thank you. I hope to everyone and keep safe.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you.
Stay well, everyone. Goodbye.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye. Buenos tardes.
Bye.
Thank
you.
Adios.
Bye.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Bye.
Ciao, Renee.
Adiós, René.
Oye.
Bye.